Welcome back to another Ironic Media production, a place where we can promise you absolutely nothing, other than the worst horror movie shaky cam concert footage you've ever seen. Journey with me through this Kendrick concert, because you're getting that real, raw, uncut experience, that authentic potato quality footage. Now, when I say production, I'm using that word loosely. When you're looking at this footage, you're looking at the real perspective of someone in the nosebleeds, because they tried to hide me in the back. If you're willing to spend more than a kidney on this concert, I mean, good for you. But today we're taking a risk and I'm uploading something that no one asked for. This is some new territory for the channel, and this day in the life is what happens when you throw me into the real world. I guess, with a heavy heart, vlogging is my life now. Well, boy do I have a treat for you. Because not only do you get to watch some awful concert footage, but you get to watch it from a concert that happened 2 weeks ago. You're welcome. My debut as a vlogger could not be going worse. Now that the bar is in hell, let's dive in. I'm here as a modern historian. I just came back from seeing the Kendrick Lamar Grand National Tour, and it was everything you could have wanted and more. Unless you're a Drake fan. Every other Drake fan I know went back underground into hiding. But to that one friend of mine with the OVO owl tattoo, don't watch this video. It's like Batman watching his parents die. This is just not gonna end well for you. You need to click off. He's been telling people for the past year that the tattoo is actually just a hieroglyphic. He's just really into Egyptian iconography. He likes Canadian owls because they're wise. Why do we keep him around? Because, Kendrick fans, you're supposed to love your enemy. And before 2024, no one really knew what was coming. Anyways, the whole concert was bittersweet because I was just thinking about this man crying. We didn't even really know about his tattoo till it was too late. It's pretty prominent on his forearm. When me and a different friend got to the venue, the city was buzzing. Every car in the area was blasting Kendrick from their speakers. The merchandise line was more than a block and was even traveling down the bridge. People were walking around in yellow mustard costumes. There were like a million variants of bootleg Kendrick merch. But to add to the commotion, street vendors were trying to get hot dogs into the mouth of anyone they saw.
Come on, Ryan. Ryan, I want to see you with a hot dog in your mouth right now. Come on, let's do this.
And there were so many ironic Drake shirts. So we get inside and Mustard starts performing. This was when people were still trickling in. I swear to God, we couldn't find a water fountain. And the only water we could buy was goddamn Dasani. Straight out the sewer. I think everyone collectively underestimated how many songs Mustard had. This man produced everything in the late 2000s. But when he was trying to get the crowd hype, there was only one thing he could think of. Miley Cyrus's Party in the USA. He's a community builder. He wanted us to put our arm around the stranger next to us. And given the people we were around, we weren't going to do that. Plus, I was diseased. But we were down with the sentiment. Then all of a sudden, we see Kendrick. Well, no, but we do hear him. And a massive Hot Wheel car spawned in on stage. Then Kendrick climbs out to perform whacked out murals. And we knew he was in the car, but because of our brain object permanence, we couldn't really compute that he was singing from the car. And then he climbs out of the car, and then everyone's like, oh shit, and the crowd goes ballistic. Even though this whole album cycle and Super Bowl performance, everyone's been climbing out of the car. And the pyrotechnic effects were just blasting around him. Now, believe it or not, this was actually my second time seeing Kendrick. I saw him in Oakland at the Big Steppers tour, so I had a little bit of an idea of what to expect. But there were things that made this concert like no other I've ever seen before. Throughout the concert, there was a whole montage of skits of Kendrick and SZA in a deposition. This could be some meta commentary about Drake suing UMG. From my faraway vantage point, I didn't really know what I was watching. SZA also made it very hard to focus. She definitely wanted to confuse the men in the audience. She would be gyrating in one of the most provocative outfits known to man, but then would seduce a bug on stage. I don't know if she was trying to create a new porn category. Maybe all the bug imagery was just a metaphor for insecurity. I don't know. It was weird. Some people were really into it. maybe too into it. And then she would sing these emotional ballads, and the set design was all post-apocalyptic. and the imagery varied from beautiful to disturbing. In one moment, the vibe would be, what a wonderful world. And then the next song would be, holy shit, this world is dysfunctional.
Love is a lie. We're all gonna die alone.
I'm a praying mantis. I'm gonna eat your head.
I'm gonna kill you right now.
If I can have you for instance, I might get my ass. Not the best idea. His new girlfriend's next. How I get here.
Don't leave me, I'm so lonely though.
How am I supposed to let you go? Only like myself when I'm with you. Nobody can be you.
And I could tell for a lot of the boys in the audience this didn't make sense. My friend tried religiously to listen to SZA. He had been studying her albums and car rides before the concert, but to no avail. Anyways, to him and some of the other men in the audience, the SZA parts of the concert felt like an ad break. However, deep down, I knew some of the guys were enjoying the SZA parts more than they were willing to admit.
To tell you, I don't wanna say when. Nobody gets me like. Said how am I supposed to let you go? Only like myself when I'm with you. Nobody can be you.
A lot of them had come to see Kendrick do a Bay Area victory lap, and instead they were feeling things they didn't want to feel. But then Kendrick would come back and transition a duet with SZA into more solo songs. I know I'm really not the first person to say this, but his breath control was insane. Occasionally, though, he'd switch the lyrics and improvise a word or phrase. Maybe this was just a stream of conscience, or maybe he was just trying to personalize the event and make it special and unique. Sonically, he tried to fake us out a few times. He had this ambient interlude that we thought was going to transition into Luther, but then he surprised the audience with the booming instrumental of Like That. I lost my mind, and this was the moment I fully accepted that I was in the Kendrick cult. SZA's vocal performances were incredible. Some of her vocals sounded better than her recordings, and both her and Kendrick knew how to command a stage. Typically when you go to a concert, you think the artist is just going to perform their most hype songs. But Kendrick made sure to sneak in some introspective, meaningful cuts. I was super excited to hear songs like Reincarnated.
I'm old enough to understand the way I was thinking. Ego and pride has me looking at him resistant. I close my eyes, hoping that I don't come off attention. And so I'm yelling out, did I get it right? Everything I did was selfless. I spoke freely when the people needed me. Helped them, didn't close, even told them no. When the pressure came, took control of my fleshly body. The money changed.
Except he skipped the verse where he became a woman, but that's besides the point. One of the weirdest moments throughout the concert, hands down, was this weird spoken word iteration of Mad City. All of the tension and the intensity of the song was gone. Instead, it felt like a verse from Hamilton. The instrumental became a lot more soothing. It really took me out of the moment, and I had to look to my friend, and I was like, what is going on? Is he pranking us right now? Kendrick's music always hovers between this weird fine line where it's either this is the most brilliant piece of art ever created, or this is clinically insane. Still a big fan of the originality. Hearing the acoustic version was very unexpected.
had no major pain. Not no drill sergeant, but the stress that weighing on your brain.
You would think that the wildest part of the concert was not like us, but you would be wrong. It was a different Drake diss. It wasn't the part where Kendrick played Poetic Justice, but then just stopped before the Drake bit.
What you want? Already put it in the song. Alright.
It was SZA's cover of Rich Baby Daddy.
Hands on your knees. Shake that ass for Drake. Now shake that ass for me.
Singing a song about shaking that ass for Drake just hit so different. The crowd was really into it. It was so disrespectful.
Let that coochie breathe. Shake that ass, bitch. Hands on your knees. Hands on your knees. Hands on your knees. Shake that ass for Drake. Now shake that ass for me. Get that ass fire. Let that coochie breathe. Shake that ass, bitch. Hands on your knees. Hands on your hands on your hands on your hands on.
Kendrick eventually got to Not Like Us. I said a little prayer for a Drake friend. Because it was barbaric. It was gruesome. It was 40,000 people saying fuck you. And it was introduced from one of Kendrick's deposition skits,
I'm in the air. Okay, does this ring a bell?
where he reenacted Drake telling him to drop the song.
Drop, 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 drop.
You could hear this concert from like miles away. There were people singing along outside the stadium, hanging on to every word. With the legacy of Tupac being such an integral part to this beef, it felt in the moment like this Bay Area concert had special significance, with Oakland, of course, being where Tupac grew up. I thoroughly enjoyed this concert. It felt like there was a whole community of strangers. The whole Bay felt unified. Then, after the concert, it was silence. I walked for 20 minutes in almost pitch black as the city melted into the background. I eventually found my car and cruised away with this warm, fuzzy feeling. How do you know when an artist is truly in their prime? It was just a concert, and I'm being very hyperbolic, but it felt like we were walking through history. The Kendrick fandom is definitely a lot. Every word that comes out of that man's mouth we celebrate like it's the next Messiah. I often ask myself, how do you know when someone's a legend? Because many of the legends of today, people didn't realize they were legends until years later, after their legacy is paved. I feel confident in saying that Kendrick has already cemented his legendary status. One of the last stories I'll share from the night is how this crowd got unruly after the concert ended. It was a mass exodus down this one ramp. We were in Giants Stadium after all. And because of a baseball rivalry, this mob of people started chanting "Fuck LA." Mind you, these were the same people dancing to Dodger Blue by Kendrick and celebrating music with a guy from Compton. Needless to say, I learned a lot from this concert. I'm very grateful I got to see Kendrick at this moment in time, before he disappears off the face of the earth again and becomes a monk for the next 10 years. Follow the madness.